Khan. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and a sincere salutation to the Akim pushing his truth and sincerity. All right, Baha Kadash Racha. And basically, I just want to do a little video on how we need to endure, man. You know what I'm saying? Because there be times where, things get heavy, man. You know what I'm saying? And in this walk, in every man's walk, in your personal walk, there's times where that fiery trial comes out of nowhere. You know what I mean? Things get real thick. You know what I'm saying? For the men of the Lord, Lord willing, that be us. So I got this little lesson in the book of Job, man. And Job is a great example, of a man that went through, a lot of affliction, So it's real comforting to read Job, man, how he had patience, and how he dealt with it. So, you know what? I'm just going to start in the book of Job 36:6. It says, he preserveth not the life of the wicked, but giveth right to the poor. Right, so the Lord, he casts away the substance of the wicked, man, at every turn. The sacrifice of the wicked is an abomination, man. The Lord's not dealing with 2/3 of the nation of Israel, man. The so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans. He's not dealing with the heathens. He's definitely not dealing with the so-called white man. All right. He preserveth not the life of the wicked, but giveth right to the poor. Right. Poor what? The poor in spirit, man. You know what I'm saying? Because the Lord has chosen the poor of the world rich in faith, like it says in the book of James. The poor, blessed are ye the poor, for yours is the kingdom of heaven. So that's us, man. We're the poor. We're the afflicted. We're the ones that need salvation. We're the ones that need Yahawashi to come deliver us. Because us holding this truth in earthen vessels, man. A lot of things come your way, and you don't know when they come. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever affliction, brother, you can insert, that little trial and tribulation you go through. Every brother has their own customized personal hell that they go through. No brothers is the same, but yet it's all equal. You know what I mean? We all have that little defect, I guess you could say. We all have defects, but the Lord give it to the poor. And that poor is, the Jake, man, Israelites. Starting off with the elect. Lord willing, we be of that number. I'm going to read it back. Job 36:6. He preserveth not the life of the wicked, but giveth right to the poor. He withdraweth not his eyes from the righteous, but with kings are they on the throne. Right, the Lord withdraweth not his eyes from the righteous. He's always with the righteous. He's always, pushing them, guiding them. The angels camp about the righteous. So Yahawashi, they're guiding the righteous. And he sets them up on high, man. Yasharallah, Prince of Power. That's Israel, man. Starting with the elect, man. The Lord, if you read the history of the Israelites, the Israelites were always they were a warrior, like a warrior tribe of people, man. We read about our King David and how the Lord set him up on high, and we're a beautiful people, man. He withdraweth not his eyes from the righteous, but with kings are they on the throne. Right? If you're reading the Maccabees, what is it? One of the brothers of the Maccabees, I forget his name. I think his name was Jonathan, but he actually goes to Rome and sets up a truce with the Romans, man, at one time. All right, so our people, when they're righteous, man, the Lord guides them and exalts them, uplifts them, and sets them up on high, man, even amongst kings. All right, but with kings are they on the throne. Yea, he doth establish them forever, and they are exalted. Right. Our people, if you're right in this truth, man, the Lord will exalt you, man. That's why it's good to be humble. Like in the book of James, it says, humble thyself greatly, and the Lord will exalt you in due time. All right. So, when you're going through affliction, and when you're going through tribulation and things that, you can't even tell other brothers, and, you go through certain things in your own, it's the Lord, you be humble and the Lord will exalt you, man. But what you don't do is you don't fold up, man. You got to keep going. You know what I mean? And it's not an easy thing to say. You know what I mean? I'm going to sit here and say, hey, I got all the strength in the world. I'm, super Israelite, because, hey, that's just not the case. But, prayer is a good thing, staying humble, fasting, staying spiritual, man. And really purging, getting rid of certain carnal things, man. certain things that you know that are not really good for you. They erode the spirit. You know, they take away from the spirit. You know. So yeah, I just want to do this little video on basically enduring, man. You know, and putting your best foot forward and having integrity, being honest and upright in this truth, man. 'Cause that's really what it's all about. You know, doing the best. You know, for Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi first and foremost, and then the brotherhood. Do right by the brotherhood. It says, Job 36:8, and if they be bound in fetters and be holden in cords of affliction, then he sheweth them their work and their transgressions that they have exceeded. Right. Bound in fetters and holding in cords of affliction. And that's sometimes how we feel, man. We're bound in fetters, we're bound in chains. You know, we're subject to bills, we're subject to demons messing with you, man. You know, getting up in your mind and really just like making you feel like you ain't worthy, or just making you feel like, that you ain't, you the odd man out. And and certain different things, man, that stuff gets in your mind, and for some reason it be at the wrong times. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. You know, it's hard to explain, but that happens to them. That happens to you sometimes, man. You might get in a car wreck, or you might get sick, or you might get the affliction is endless, man. You might get blown out tired, then you got to pay another bill, and you don't have enough money. It says, but this is what it says, man. If you do wrong in the truth, the Lord, he'll jack you up, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's why, it's best to be humble. But this is Job 36:8. And if they be bound in fetters and be holden in cords of affliction, then he sheweth them their work and their transgressions that they have exceeded. Right. So the Lord gives you grace in this truth, but after a while, if you frustrate the grace of Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, the Lord will put you in afflictions. He'll bind you, and the next thing you know, you'll be bound in sin, man, bound in fetters, bound in chains. Like you can't move because you got certain things going on with you. You ain't being right. You ain't walking according to the word, according to the Spirit. It says, then he sheweth them their work and their transgressions that they have exceeded. And that's what goes on, man. When you exceed, when you overstep that grace, man, the Lord has to put you in affliction. He has to jack you up. He openeth also their ear to discipline, and commandeth that they return from iniquity. Right. So if you're, the Lord opened up your ear to discipline, and that's when you might stumble upon a video, you know what I'm saying, where a brother might, be rebuking, in general, but it might fit you. That's the Lord opening your ear to discipline. Or brother might, the Lord might put the Spirit on a brother, tell you, hey man, certain things about yourself that you ain't gonna like, man, because you're gonna hear that in this truth. You're gonna hear certain things about you, and it's true. It'd be true. You'd be like, man, hey, I didn't even see that, but the Lord opens your ear to discipline, because the Lord ain't gonna come down. He gonna do it through the Spirit. He openeth also their ear to discipline, and commandeth that they return from iniquity. So that's basically what it is. And that's why this Job is such a beautiful chapter, man. They got a little golden nuggets in this book, man. It says, I'm going to read it back. And commandeth that they return from iniquity. So that's really what it is. The Lord, he's telling you, hey, you got to come back, man. Come back onto that straight and narrow. If they obey and serve him, they shall spend their days in prosperity and their years in pleasure. Right, so if you obey, and the scriptures say, if you love Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, you will obey the commandments, man. It's really that easy, man. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to be about what you say. Your actions have to match. You can't just have a good word with no action, man. The scriptures say, show faith by your works, man. The good works, man. You got to bring good fruit. You got to bring good fruit to Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi. Good deeds, good actions. But if they obey not, they shall perish by the sword, and they shall die without knowledge. And that's when you see, like, when certain dudes they fall out, man. They die without knowledge, because if the Lord already told you that he commanded you to come back from iniquity, because you're bound with fetters and sins and afflictions, and you just overstepped your grace, and what happens? You die without knowledge because you obeyed not. So it's always best to obey and stay humble. That's a key thing in this truth, man, is being humble, man. Because Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, if you read in the book of Job, man, he can do whatever he wants, man. The Lord can do anything he wants, and Job, he found that out. This is Job 23:13. But he is one mind, and who can turn him? And what his soul desireth, even that he doeth. Khan. Hey, what his soul desireth, that he doeth, man. That's Yahawah bahasham Yahawashi. That's what kind of power we serve, man. The scriptures say, who teacheth like him? The Lord teaches you by what? Jacking you up sometimes. That's why the scriptures say, despise not the chastening of the Lord. It's in the book of Hebrews. I'm going to get it real quick. So, it says, this is Hebrews 12:5. And ye have forgotten the exhortation which speaketh unto you as unto children. All right, exhortation is, like egging you on, as children, and, my son, despise not thou the chastening of the Lord, nor faint when thou art rebuked of him. So, you can't faint when you're rebuked, and that's either through another brother, through a video, or through the spirit, or you actually might go through some affliction. If you're spiritual, when you're going through your afflictions, you're gonna know that's the Lord doing this, man. I mean, you ain't doing right, so the Lord has to put little, he has to present little speed bumps, and you gonna fall, man, because you overstepping that grace. You're not being circumspect. You're not staying in the spirit. You're not staying in this word, man. All right. So yeah, the Lord's going to chasten you. When you come, the scriptures say in Sirach, the 2nd chapter, my son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thyself for temptation. And that's what happens, man. Certain things of the world, might tempt you. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be careful, man, because them demons are out there, man, and they'll mess with you, man. They'll make you think that you ain't a man of the Lord because certain thing you did in the world, or, and certain things like, oh, the Lord will forgive me for that, or whatever the case may be, man. But you always got to have that faith and cleave on to the Lord. The scriptures tell you that, man. Cleave on to the Lord and not go not aside lest ye fall. All right. So I just wanted to bring this out, man. You see certain dudes fall out and brothers go hard, and it just makes you realize that, man, you got to be humble, man. You really got to be about this word, man. You got to be a priest, a king and a priest, and a wise servant. That's what we're called to do. We've given up the world, that and you really got to, at times you really got to sit down and take a grasp of that, how important it is to really be in this. And serve one another, and serve those of who are listening, those who might be of that hopeful elect. This is Job 36:12. But if they obey not, they shall perish by the sword, and they shall die without knowledge. Right. But the hypocrites in heart heap up wrath; they cry not when he bindeth them. Right. So when you're not, if you say something and don't do it, you speak righteousness, but you're not doing it, man. And the Lord ain't pleased with that, man. He wants you to come to him, in the good times and in the bad times, man. Always pray to Yahawah bahasham Yahawashi. The scriptures say, pray always, for the spirit is willing but the flesh is weak, man. So you always have to have that conversation with the Lord, man, and he'll guide you, man, because he wants you to be spiritual. He don't want us to be carnal, because you can't face none of the problems in life on a carnal mind state. You have to have a spiritual mind state, and praying to Yahawah bahasham Yahawashi that he may bestow more grace upon you, man. You tell the Lord, whatever the case, your case may be, just help me out, and he will, man. Prayer is good, man. It installs a lot of peace in your mind, and praying for more than just a minute or two, or don't pray just to do a quick prayer, man. Cast your care upon Yahawah bahasham Yahawashi. It says 36:14, Job 36:14. They die in youth, and their life is among the unclean. Right. So you see young guys, in this truth, they fall out, man, and they remain in the world. They remain with the unclean, because these people are unclean out here. They haven't been washed from their sins. This is Job 36:15. He delivereth the poor in his affliction, and openeth their ears in oppression. Right. So, the Lord delivers the righteous, man. Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord delivered them out of all of them. He delivereth the poor in his affliction, and openeth their ears in oppression. And the Lord, he'll open up your mind, man, when you come to him in sincerity. We got that grace right now, so it's his best, Akim, if you're going through things, man, I testify, that, pray to the Heavenly Father, man, and he'll be with you, man. You know what I'm saying? And pray longer. Do it in secret. It's just a little spiritual advice, man, you know. Job 36:16. Even so would he have removed thee out of the strait into a broad place where there is no straightness, and that which should be set on thy table should be full of fatness. Right, right. So even then, man, you know, if you if you don't, hypocrites don't come to the Lord, man. They say one thing, but they won't pray to Yahawashi in them dire times, them straight times. All right. So it says, even so, he would have removed thee out of the straight into a broad place. So, you know, instead of being in a difficult place, the Lord will put you in a better position. All right. Where there is no straightness, and that which should be set on thy table should be full of fatness. So the Lord will take you out of that low estate in due time if you're humble, and put you in a what? In where your table is full of fatness, man, where you might have blessings overflowing, man. The Lord, sometimes the Lord wanted to see, tested Job's integrity, man. He wanted to see what Job would do, and Job didn't fold up, man. So we can't fold up, and it's hard, man. Many of the afflictions, man. There's a lot of things, man. You name it, man. You name it, you know. Brothers is going through it. I'm gonna get James 5:11. This is the book of James 5, and I'm gonna start at 10. Take my brethren, the prophets. Yeah, brothers, you know, look at the prophets. You know, look at the read the book of Hebrews, the 11th chapter, by faith. You know, all the things that the prophets did and what they went through. It says, take my brethren, the prophets, who have spoken in the name of Yahawashi for an example of suffering, affliction, and of patience. Right, man. When you come to serve the Lord, man, it's about suffering, man. It's about affliction, man. And you have to have patience. You know, because, you know, if you read in the book of Ezekiel, it says, I opened up the book, and inside was lamentation, mourning, and woe. That's what book we're reading. That's what book the Lord has opened unto us, and gave us the mysteries, you know. So we have to know that inside, if there's lamentation, mourning, and woe, you know, you're gonna suffer, man. Suffering and affliction, because you're gonna see all the lies, and you're gonna see right. Light's gonna be shed in a dark place, and you're gonna suffer for all the knowledge you know. You know, it comes with a price, man. You know, you get taken out of the world and be given this knowledge. So it's like, you know, you're gonna go against the grain. You know, people are not gonna like that, man. But hey, that's part of the affliction, man. That's part of the suffering, man. We gotta have patience and give up, you know, things of the world, man, because we know a better world is coming. We know where there's going to be righteousness upon the earth. We know that there's going to be peace, and there ain't going to be no more tears. There ain't going to be no more sadness and sorrow of mind. There ain't going to be any of that, man. There ain't going to be any bills to pay. There ain't going to be any injustices. There's going to be peace, man. There ain't no peace in this life, man. You know, you're not going to find nothing in this life. So why, you know, you come into this truth, man, you got to endure, man, and pray to endure. You know, that's another thing, man. You got to pray to endure, man, because it's all to the will of Yahawashi. All right. I'm going to get John, the book of John. This is the book of John 16:33. It says, These things I have spoken unto you, that in me ye might have peace. In the world ye shall have tribulation, but be of good cheer. I have overcome the world. Right. So, you know, when Yahawashi was with the disciples, he told them, man, in me ye might have peace. Salakia. Right. In Yahawashi, you will have peace, man. You know. But there's a scripture in the book of John. I forget where it's at. I don't know where it's at, but it says, without me, you can do nothing, man. You can't do nothing without Yahawashi, man. That's why you have to cleave onto him. Cleave onto his words, man. Follow the commandments, you know. Do what the Lord asks of you. You know what I mean? Because if you don't do that, man, you know, the Lord ain't going to be with you. You have to be in Yahawashi. These things have I spoken unto you, that in me you might have peace. Right. In the truth you might have peace, man. You're going to have no peace in the world, man. There ain't no peace in the world, man. You know, you're not just going to get this knowledge and go back into the world like it ain't no thing. You know, you're going to have to pay a price, man. You know, the Lord says those who put their hand to the plow and look back, they're not fit for the kingdom, man. These things I have spoken unto you, that in me ye might have peace. In the world ye shall have tribulation. Yahawashi said that, man. He said that to the disciples. He says, in the world you're going to have tribulation, man. But in him you're going to have peace. And when things get turbulent, man, when your boat starts to get rocked, man, you got to pray, man. You got to fast. You got to read. The scriptures say, blessed is he who reads, man. Because what? This word is not gonna, this word is gonna guide you, man. It's gonna tell you what to do. But if you're going through certain things and you're not reading, then hey, that armor. It's like you taking off a piece of armor, man. You got to put that armor, because you might have a problem when you read the scriptures. It might give you the solution. It might tell you, might comfort you, because the scriptures, the Lord spoke about the comforter, man. So that's why, when you're going through hard times, man, get comfort from the scriptures. In the world ye shall have tribulation, but be of good cheer. I have overcome the world. Right? That's another thing, man. Be of good cheer, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's easier said than done. Because no chastening of the Lord, man. No thing the Lord, you might sin and the Lord might put, jack you up, but you have to take it with cheerfully, man. That might not be easy, because no thing seems easy at the time when you're going through it. Somebody, you might feel like nobody understands you, but hey, you gotta smile through this bullshit, man. You gotta live happy too, in some points, man. I mean, that might sound a little off, man, but you gotta really, comfort yourself, man. Be cheerful, man. It says, in the world ye shall have tribulation, but be of good cheer. I have overcome the world. The Lord overcame the world, man. I have overcome the world, man. So you know what? We can overcome the world too, man. The scriptures tell you that, man. That's why we have to read, man. So yeah, man. It's just a little video I wanted to do, on enduring, man, because there ain't nothing in the world, man. After we receive this heavenly knowledge, man, there's nothing out there, man. So, I pray this video was edifying, man, and I hope it reaches brothers,